Welcome back. One of the important topics you need to know in data analysis is levels of measurement. And in this tutorial, we are going to look at the levels of measurement that we have. So the 4 levels of measurement we are going to look at are 1. Nominal. Okay, we'll look ordinal, then interval, and then the last one is ratio. Okay, so we are going to take them one after the other. So let's look at the nominal first. Please, it's very important to know these things because it helps you decide on what type of analysis to run. Okay, so let's pay attention and then understand this perfectly. Okay, so we are going to take the first one, which is nominal. Now, I'll give you examples and then use their characteristics to explain them so that you never forget. Okay, it's very important. So the examples of nominal, these are the examples of nominal level of measurement. So let's take the characteristics. It is categorical in nature, okay, and it cannot be ordered or ranked. For example, when we look at gender, gender can either be male, female, or non-binary, right? We don't rank gender, okay? If you think men, if you as an individual think men have quality than women, okay, that is your personal opinion. You cannot impose that qualitative ranking on the general public. Not all of us will accept your ranking, okay? But if you say 5 is more than 2, the whole world is aware that 5 is more than 2. But if you say women have more quality than men, not everyone will agree with you. You can't impose your personal ranking on everyone to accept. You see, so there's no order of ranking. We group them in individual categories. You see that singles are different from married, and married are different from divorced, and then we have separated going. And another characteristic is that no numerical or logical order. Yeah, we said that already. You cannot order or rank them numerically. You see that. So these are some of the examples that we have. You see that they are not numeric and we do not rank them. By your ID, student ID, National Health Insurance ID, or any other ID, you see that ID numbers are usually in numbers. Even though they are in numbers, we can put them under nominal because we do not rank them as well. Okay. So another characteristic is that cannot perform mathematical operations. Okay, we cannot perform mathematical operations with it. We cannot say male plus female, male minus female, single minus divorce, single plus divorce. We cannot perform addition and subtraction on them. So that's one of the ways to identify that a particular variable is on nominal level of measurement. Okay, so let's look at the second one, which is ordinal. Now, for ordinal level of measurement, these are the examples. Okay. Now, the first characteristic is that it is also categorical, but with a meaningful order. You can order it, even though it is also categorical. When somebody takes first position, second position, and third position, you see that we can rank them. Okay, one comes before the other. Okay, and then educational level, high school, bachelor's degree, master's degree, PhD, we can rank them. So we know that someone who has PhD has more qualification than someone who has master's. And master's has more qualification than bachelor's degree, like that. So we can rank them. Military ranks, private sergeant and captain, we can rank them. You see that. Agreement, your level of agreement with something, and your level of satisfaction with something, or your social class, whether you fall in a low income group, middle income group, or high income group. There's a meaningful order. Another characteristic is that no precise difference between the ranks. There is no specific difference between the ranks. What do I mean by that? Let's say I'm ranking my students according to first, second, third in my class. Okay. Now, the person who had the first position, let's assume his average score is 91. And the one who had the second position, let's assume he got 89. And the one who had the third position, let's assume he used 80 to get third position. Now, what is the difference between the person who got first position and the one who got second position? What's the difference between their marks? It was just one, because the one who got first position got 91, the one who got second position got 90, but the third position got 80. So you see that the difference between the third position and the second position is 10. So you see that in the ranking, there's no precise difference between the ranks. Another feature is cannot perform arithmetic operations. Just like the nominal, you can't perform arithmetic operations. Okay. And for nominal level data, the best measure, okay, let's say measure of central tendency, mean, median, mode. Okay. The best measure of central tendency nominal level data, listen, is the mode. Okay, the best you can use is the mode. Or you can do a frequency table. You know, when you have a frequency table, you can see the one that has the highest frequency, and that's actually the mode. You see. So mode, or let me say frequency table. So that's the best you can do for a nominal level data. But for ordinal level data, you can also find a mode. Alright, okay. You can draw frequency table for ordinal level data. But you can also do median for ordinal level data. So remember, for nominal, I only spoke about mode and frequency table. But for ordinal, you can do mode for it, you can do frequency table for it, you can also do median for it. Okay, so that is what you need to know about ordinal level data. So you see that nominal and ordinal are almost the same, but the difference between them is that one there you can't rank, but for the ordinal you can rank. They are both categorical in nature, but for the nominal you can't rank at all, but ordinal you can rank. Okay, then let's look at the next one, which is interval. Now these are the popular examples of interval level of measurement. Let's look at the characteristics. The first characteristic is that it is numeric with equal intervals between values. The difference between 10 degrees and 20 degrees is the same as the difference between 20 degrees and 30 degrees. Another characteristic is that they can be ordered or ranked. We know that 30 degrees is warmer than 20 degrees. And we know 20 degrees is warmer than 10 degrees. And another characteristic is that there is no true 0 point. 0 does not mean none. So what I'm trying to say is that 0 does not mean non-existence. Okay, the fact that the temperature of a place is 0 degrees does not mean that temperature doesn't exist. It's just a point on the scale that means a very low temperature. Now let's say you check the time, and the time is 0000, which is midnight. It doesn't mean there is no time, or it doesn't mean time doesn't exist. It's just telling you that this is a starting of a new day. So you see that it has a meaning. So the 0 in interval doesn't mean nothing. It has a meaning. You get it? And another characteristic is that you can perform addition and subtraction, but not multiplication and division. You can easily say the difference between 30 degrees and 20 degrees is 10 degrees, right? But you cannot say 40 degrees is twice as hot as 20 degrees. So multiplication and division cannot be performed on interval, but addition and subtraction can be performed on them. Okay, so it's very important to know that under interval level of measurement, 0 means something. 0 does not mean that that thing doesn't exist. It means something. Okay, then let's look at the ratio level of measurement. Now, these are the examples of ratio level of measurement. So let's look at the characteristics. It's also numeric. Okay, data can be ordered, and the differences and ratios are meaningful. And then a characteristic that distinguishes it from the interval is true 0 points exist. Okay, 0 means nothing. When you ask someone what's your monthly income, and the person says 0 Ghana cedis, it means that the person earns nothing. So under ratio level of measurement, 0 means non-existence. It means nothing. And another characteristic is it supports all mathematical operations, addition, subtraction, multiplication, and division. Remember, nominal and ordinal don't support any of these operations. But interval only supports addition and subtraction. But for ratio, it supports all. Let's assume person A earns 15,000 Ghana cedis a month. Okay, and person B also earns 30,000 Ghana cedis a month. You can take person B's income, which is 30,000 Ghana cedis, and divide it by person A's income, which is 15,000 Ghana cedis, and that will give us 2. So that means that person B earns twice the amount person A earns. You see, so we can perform division and multiplication on ratio level of measurement. So distance, weight, height, length, all those things are under ratio level of measurement. Income too, like profit, wages, salary, and the likes. You see that? Interesting, right? I believe you are keeping some notes on this, right? So that tells you that you can calculate mean for variables that are on ratio level of measurement. And you can also calculate mean for the ones under interval. Okay. And there are some instances where you can place certain variables you see under interval and ratio. You can place them under ordinal. There are certain instances like that, but I'll talk about it later when it is necessary. Okay. So I'll end this here for now. Thank you. See you in another tutorial.